Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of JeremyCraft. I'm starting off today's episode in front of the creeper farm that we built at the end of the last episode, and I've made a couple of additions. We've got the bar here to stop pigmen from coming through and nudging us around when we're AFKing, and we've added this section right here where you can drop down to the water below and then swim back up in order to refresh the mobs that are in the space here, because occasionally it'll fill up with spiders and just general mobs that have enchanted armor. The ones that are still here are the ones that are carrying items. I don't know if you can really see, but they're carrying bones. So occasionally that'll happen, and those guys will stick around for a while. And I have been AFKing here for a little while, just stocking up some materials between episodes, and this thing has been producing way more than I expected. I was thinking after a night's AFK we'd get a couple stacks of gunpowder, but look at how much we have. It's overflowed into the second set of double chests, and bones as well, which is huge because we don't have a bone farm. So now we do, by accident, have farms for all this stuff, so this has been incredibly successful. And now with a steady source of gunpowder and our sugarcane farm, we are set on materials for rockets. So I'm going to take some of this back with me, and we'll get to crafting some rockets, and from now on we won't have to walk anywhere. Alrighty, I've made it back to my island, and I've just finished crafting up all of the firework rockets. We're using the valuables box since there isn't a lot of other stuff that needs to go in here, so it made it kind of the perfect container for the extra storage of rockets. So anytime we need rockets in the future, we'll just hop into this box, grab a couple, and put it back in our ender chest. Well, I am running a little bit low on food, and I'm going to need to head over to the village to replenish my supply. So I think this is the perfect chance for us to get our first flight in. And I can't tell you how good it feels to have the wings back. But that's enough flying around our island. I think it's time to head off to the village. Let's see how long it takes from the air. I have a feeling it's going to be faster for us to fly here from now on, rather than, yep, it's definitely faster to fly than going into the nether. That's actually pretty nice. It's going to save us some time in the future. Alrighty, so we got our rockets, we got our food. What's next on today's list? Well, there's one task that I've been putting off for a while, and I think now is the perfect time to do it since we have the elytra. And that is that we need to head off in one of these directions. I'll figure it out. I don't remember which way it is, but we need to head off into the mesa, and we need to find the location for the Old West town. I've already got a place picked out on Amidst. I'll put it up on the screen right now. You can see that I have lined it up perfectly so that it's exactly north of our portal, and I've done that deliberately so that it'll be easier for us to set up our nether hub in a way where each of the cardinal directions leads to a specific project. I didn't mention this when we built it, but the creeper farm is exactly north of our portal. So if you go from our portal and you head straight in this direction, you'll eventually hit our creeper farm. So that means that if we make a nether hub in the future, which we'll probably be doing in the next episode or so, or at least getting started in the next episode or so, we will be able to make 4 ice tracks heading in all 4 directions that will lead to projects and make it easier for us to go back and forth. So I'm going to really quickly fly over to the location of the Old West town, build a nether portal there, and get it linked up to our nether tunnels. Alrighty, so I have made it to the area where we're going to be building. Originally, I had planned on building it on this landmass right here. But now, on further inspection, I'm realizing it's just a little bit too small. The buildings would be a little bit too close together, and it just seems unnecessary for us to cramp ourselves in like this. So I think we're going to go a little bit farther, just across the little river here, and build on this big landmass here. It'll give us way more opportunities to spread out the village a little bit and not be, stuck in by the tiny little landmass up there. So it does have its downsides. It means that we're going to have to flatten a lot more area. The other area is already basically flat and has no trees. So we're gonna have a little bit more work to do, but honestly it's not that much, just a small bit of grinding. So I'll probably crack on with that in the future episode. I'm not gonna be building too much over here today. We just kind of wanted to get the area picked and figured out, so I'm gonna put a nether portal down, and we'll probably move the nether portal in the future underground or something, but for now I'm just gonna leave it up visible to the sky. And then we're gonna head back and get working on some other projects. I was just putting some items away at our storage system up there, and I took a quick look over here and thought this would be kind of a good project to continue on with today. I've been wanting to update this graveyard, make it a little bit nicer, a little bit more complete. Instead of just the gravestones on their own, I want to have a proper area here, walled in with a nice little path in the center maybe, and some sitting and some lighting. I think that would look really nice, and it would be much better than just having these gravestones sort of sitting out on their own. So I'm going to do a bit of work on here. I probably won't finish this project right away, because I'll probably get ideas as time goes on, and I'll just add a little bit at a time. But for now, I'm going to just try and get some of the basic stuff done, and then we'll have a little bit nicer of a graveyard. Alrighty, and we are done. So I haven't done too much. I've got this staircase here with the two retaining walls. It took me a while to figure out what heights I wanted these to be at. I tried to make them the same height, and it was causing problems because this one was just way too tall. So I've settled on them being different heights. And then down at the bottom here, we've got a path that goes down the center of the graves and a little sitting area. And I've just extended the landmass a little bit to give us some more space. So we've got a little bit more room if we want to have like maybe one grave here and one here and one here. But after that, we're going to probably need to expand it again. Hopefully we won't need to, though, considering what it is. And then the last thing I did was just make sure everything was lit up properly. All of the edges, and especially the areas on the hill where I've like flattened out the land, I wanted to make sure hadn't gone down to 7 to allow mob spawns. So it's all good now. Everything's nice and lit up, and I've just connected the pathway here. So it goes right down, and everything's all connected to the main path network. But yeah, it wasn't a ton of work, and I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. It's made this area look a lot nicer, especially since this is supposed to be, you know, their final resting place. I don't want it to be this just 3 graves in front of a little bit of dirt. So, alrighty, here we are back in my creative testing world. I've been putting in some work off camera, just designing the lighthouse that's going to be going on our island, and this is what I've come up with. It uses a design that I found on Reddit a little while ago to create this sort of spinning light at the top. So I built the tower with this design in mind. Really quickly, I'm going to show you how to build this in case you want to build it in your own worlds. So really quickly, you're going to build a ring of observers like this. Then you're going to place observers facing straight up. And then place your lights. You don't have to use 2, you can do it just with a single ring like this, but I like the way it looks with the 2 highlights. And then you're going to find the block that you started with right here. You'll see that it's facing a different way from the other ones. These ones are all facing like this. So you're going to find this block, and you're going to really quickly break it and replace it. And there you go. I didn't want anything too crazy, nothing that would stand out as being different from anything else on the island, so I built it in a very similar style to the windmill that we've already built over here. And when I get on the island, I'll probably do a little bit of work just texturing this up with jungle wood and mixing up some of the stones here with stairs. And at nighttime, I think it's going to look really great from the water. So I'm going to get to work building this on the island, and I'll catch you guys when the time-lapse is over. Hey guys, welcome back from the time-lapse. I've just finished building the lighthouse, It was a pretty quick build. Getting it transferred over from the testing world to here was really easy. It was a pretty simple shape. I made it a little bit taller here than in the testing world, which I'm not sure if I like. I might raise this bottom part up a little bit to make it look more symmetrical. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Oh, it looks like I've made two holes directly across from each other. I might have to change that. I've added these little like weathered stones and bricks and stuff the same way I have over here, just to make it look like this thing's a bit old. And I've added some vines that hopefully will spread a little bit in the future, and in a little while this will start to look a little bit more run down. Now, one thing you might have noticed is that the backside of the hill hasn't been terraformed yet, and if I come around to this side, you can see there's quite a large area where the land is sort of missing here. Originally, I was going to terraform the island just by pulling the land out so that this looked like it was resting on a slightly wider hill, but I got this great comment in one of my other videos saying that I should extend the structure part of this, add some pillars or some sort of foundation instead of extending the landmass to make it look like they've sort of built into the mountain, which I thought was a really cool idea. So because I don't have a design for that already planned out, I'm going to leave this as it is, and once I've got an idea of what I want this to look like, I'll come back and finish off the backside. But yeah, this is the last of the major projects that I had set out to build on this island when we first got here. Originally, I just planned on the house, my storage system, the farm area in this field, and then the lighthouse was the last of those. So I'm pretty happy. This is all coming together. This island's looking much more complete. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this island has turned out, and I'm excited to get going on the Old West town soon. I might start laying out the foundations of where I want the general town to be so that I can start planning stuff in my creative world, and then we'll be able to get going on building stuff pretty soon. There's a couple things left in this island that we can still work on that I'll probably just do little bits and pieces at a time, like things like this dock here never really got finished, and the interior of my house never got finished either. It's been pretty naked in there for a while, and we definitely have the means to get some stuff built up in there, so I'll be doing little bits and pieces like that throughout the next few episodes, but for the most part, the island's done. We've done all the major things we set out to do, and we can get focused on some other projects now. But I think this is a pretty good spot for us to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions for things you'd like to see us build in this Let's Play series, please feel free to comment. I do read all the comments, and as you saw in this video, I do love getting feedback from you guys. That aside, thank you so much for watching again, and have a wonderful day.